Excuse me. What a time to cough. How you doing, everybody? This is John, and welcome to Comic Book Team Up. This week we're on my channel, John's Long Box. I'm here with RJ from the Fourth Age, and special guest. We should do Tonight Show music. Special guest Mark Poulton, the Fulfillment King. Yeah, how you doing, Mark?
I'm doing great, man. Very busy right now, fulfilling the triple connecting covers for John Malin, Shane Davis, and Ethan Van Sciver. About halfway done that. They had a big closeout, so it almost like doubled their orders. So I still got a little. Just when I thought I was done, all these new orders came in. So
just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
I hope I have that problem.
It's a nice problem to have.
Oh, and guys, put all your links, everything in the private chat, and I'll throw it in the public chat. You know, I just noticed Hal Deer only has mine. Yeah, I'm prejudiced. I want my stuff to sell, but you know, and I'll be generous today, and we'll try to get everybody. I just did a talk with Nander Fox Schaefer, and we sold a bunch of his comics during my talk. I'm very, very proud of that.
No, awesome.
Yeah. So, Mark, you and I have talked before. Have you ever spoke with RJ?
No, this is the first time.
Okay, just so you know, talk slow and use syllable word.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was dropped on my head as a kid, and I live in the woods now.
He used all of his videos with all these big words analyzed. It's all chat, AI.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not really that, because it don't make sense if you listen to him. And let's be honest, 5 minutes in, people are already like. So we got. I just want to make sure I got everybody's links in. So okay. Oh, Fund My Comic. Oh, Dogs of War. That's yours.
Yeah.
And we got. Oh, that's still yours. RJ, throw in your links. Throw in your links. Or Hal Deer, find Crom the Destroyer and RJ's links. So we'll put that in. So anyway, I just want to make sure everybody has the links. So you just put out a tweet like 3 days ago with 3 of your comics, and I said I got all 3 of those. It's
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Well, first off, I like your stuff. You can tell the caffeine's kicking in. Ride in Pain. I think I did a video on that, and I described it as an Image comic, but with actually good writing.
That is high praise indeed.
I mean, so yeah, Chris and I were huge 90s Image fans. We loved Spawn, 10th, Creech. You know, those cool horror inspired books. So we tried to make one. Thank you for the compliments. I mean, I don't know. I look back at those old books with fond memories, but I haven't reread them in a long time. So I don't know. I don't know if they still hold up.
Oh,
but
if you want to keep your fond memories, don't reread them.
Sounds good.
I mean, at the time, you know, I'm older than I think both of you guys. So at the time, I started collecting comics in '74. So for me, like nothing tops the '80s, as far as like '80s Marvel comics and '80s DC comics. So by the time Image came out, I don't know. I'm a weird person. Change scares me, and I don't like change, and it takes me a while to adapt. So I didn't like Image right away, and then I said, I got to go get it. Everybody's talking about Spawn. Everybody's talking about Generation 13. And those were good. Pitt was good. You know, there were good Image comics. But for the most part, geez, a lot of those stuff, the Image was the perfect name. It was just splash pages, great art, and the story was nonsense. So when I say that your comic is Image comic with good writing, that's a compliment. Because
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they look great. We got Iron Age Media. Oh, Crom the Destroyer. Okay, cool. I was just talking with Jim O'Reilly too. He's going to be coming on, RJ.
Oh, okay.
We got Vaz in the audience. So what do you have active right now?
So right now I have U.S. Assassin 4 Dogs of War. I only have it over on Fund My Comic. I'm going to launch it on Indiegogo. I had thought about doing them at the same time. But I was waiting on.
You didn't say simultaneous. RJ, know what you were talking about. Yeah.
But I was waiting on covers because I wanted to have like different covers for the different platforms. So it took a while to get my Indiegogo covers, both by the great John Stinsman of Evangeline fame.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're finally in, but now I'm in the middle of fulfilling these triple connecting covers, so I'm going to wait till they're done and then do the Indiegogo campaign for US Assassin. I would think, like, I'm very happy with the Fund My Comic platform, but a lot of people, I was at the Fan Fest meetup in Chicago, and they were like, "Sorry, we won't do Fund My Comic. We're Indiegogo guys."
Yeah, I was just talking with Nandor. I'm on Fund My Comic. I believe in Fund My Comic. It's one of us. I got the guy's phone number. Like I've been telling the story since on the Friday of the launch, I updated an image, and that meant it had to get approved again. I wasn't thinking because I'm all nervous. I'm butterflies. I'm sure you can understand the launch day.
Yeah.
And it's down. I'm like, oh my God, this is a nightmare. I'm freaking out. And I have Luke's phone number. I just call him. I hear this noise. He's having dinner with his family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's like, oh yeah, okay. What did you do? Oh, okay, you updated that image. I'm just like, stop the small talk, fix it. But I'm trying to be polite. And he's like, oh, it's done already. He did it right then and there while we were doing small. And you can't get that on Kickstarter. You can't get that on Indiegogo. So I'm very loyal, but I'm experiencing what you said, that there's a lot of people who they're Kickstarter people, they're Indiegogo people. And RJ, have you experienced this? You've just been on Indiegogo, right?
I did put up a second chance campaign on Kickstarter, and it got zero traction. So I'm not doing anything there anymore.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I keep saying, if Shop X has the best burgers, that's where I'm going. You know what I mean? Like I want the burgers. I don't particularly care about the shape of the building, but I can understand Fund My Comics. It's new and people like, okay, let's see how this works for us. I can understand that. But other than that, like Kickstarter, Indiegogo, why are you loyal to either one? It doesn't matter to me. But you said you're seeing this. I'm hearing this. People like when you're on. When
people are
a while back.
Yeah, people are telling me, it's as simple as, we don't want to create another account. We get all our books at Indiegogo.
That I can understand.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'll launch US Assassin over there. I mean, the first 3 volumes were over there exclusively, so it makes sense, I guess.
That I can understand. That to me is the only argument that'll stick, because I've had family members, and I Mark, RJ, do you have family members buying your comics that aren't comic book people? They just want to support
Not
you?
one. No, I just
Yeah, my brother, he always every now and then I'll see his name when I'm fulfilling orders, and I know he's not the most savvy when trying to like sign up for accounts. So I don't know if I highly doubt he created a Fund My Comic.
Right. That's my brother actually called me up. I'm trying to buy your effing comic, and I don't know what I'm doing. And it didn't dawn on me until then. Like all of a sudden, I'm like, oh yeah, this is something I take for granted. I've been using crowdfunding sites for years. I'm a big board game crowdfunder. You know what I mean? So to me, I was like, all right, I'll make an Indiegogo account. Now, I got a BackerKit account because a lot of the board games use BackerKit now. So I'm like, okay, it's just another account. It's saved on my phone. I just go right there. But my brother's like, I got to make a freaking account, put in my address and my credit, And I'm like, oh, I never thought of that. I just take it for granted. So, the guys at work are like, here's $10. I want to buy you a comic. Like,
that's what my mom would do. She would, when she was around and I had a campaign, she would just give me cash. And I was like, Mom, I'll just give you books. And she goes, no, I want it back too. Okay.
Yes. The guys at work, they want to support me. They're good guys, they really help, but they don't. And I say like a couple of guys, I'm like, if you back on the, on the camp, it helps my numbers. You know what I mean? It just it helps. But a couple of guys, like there's a guy I talked to on the commuter train. And he just opened up his wallet. He goes, $10. I'm not opening an account. I'm not giving him a credit card. I'm just buying a account. And I'm like, well, what if I don't see you? What if I get transferred? He goes, I'll find you. But I don't know. So my numbers are higher because I got guys at work who giving me cash for the comic. But but I understand this. So, and the other thing you said, you were going to do it simultaneously. RJ, you said you did the Kickstarter. Did you do them at different times?
No, I did the Second Chance campaign at the same time as I did the Indiegogo Second Chance campaign, which again, the Indiegogo one did get some traction, but I find my audience is a little bit different than everybody else's. It's pretty much connected to my YouTube channel, and that's it.
Yeah, because I just instinctively, based on nothing but impulse, I just thought it would be bad to have competing campaigns.
I did that with Writhe in Pain. We launched the Indiegogo and the Fund My Comic at the exact same time, and I thought it went great.
Oh, good.
Yeah, almost everything that that's, I guess that's not true. We had an exclusive book for Fund My Comic, but there were certain perks that those people who wanted that exclusive cover also want. So throughout the campaign, I was adding like the trading cards or the black and white edition just to make sure no one had to like double dip.
Yeah,
unless they really wanted that, unless they wanted to go all in and get every cover.
So I have a Fund My Comic exclusive cover. The only way you're gonna get it is Fund My Comic, and then I have two other covers for the other two platforms. Now, I'm just gonna say that there's a Kickstarter cover and there's an Indiegogo cover, but when everything's done, I think I'm gonna put them all on Fund My Comic as a store. Because to me that's my site. That's what I trust. But I want to have something to get you to go and check out my other two campaigns. You know what I mean? So while they're live, they'll be exclusive. But when everything's done, everything will come to Fund My Comic. You didn't hear that first, guys, so don't wait. I don't know. I know like Pete Samedi over at Alterna Comics. He'll do it on his own store site, and he'll do Indiegogo. And he tells people it doesn't matter which one you go to as long as you buy. But I don't know. I find I don't want to compete with myself, and I can't keep everything tracked. So I don't know. I'll do one at a time. I don't know. I never did this before, so I'm just going by gut. There you go. And what a gut it is. So you said you just have one active campaign right now.
Yeah, so just the U.S. Assassin on Fund My Comic. Indiegogo will launch once those triple connecting covers are fulfilled.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up your campaign. Private chat. Assassin. Yeah, I back this. I hope my information doesn't pop. Okay, good. I just gotta make sure that my private information doesn't pop up first. So here we're gonna share your screen. Here we go. So I see you made a trailer. Is it okay to play the trailer?
Yeah, I would love for you to play it.
Well, the reason why I ask is sometimes it's like nudity or cursing and stuff like that. So RJ will pass out. He gets the vapors.
This is the mercenary, Flip Gordon. And I hope you guys are ready for the biggest U.S. assassin adventure yet.
Dogs of war, you know we going hard. We on a mission to find Bazooka Dog, U.S. assassin, so I hope you ready. Never know what could happen, but it's gonna be deadly. Snakes everywhere, trust nobody. Going all out, it's time to get rowdy. The kilted Avenger, Roddy Piper, is rolling too. The biggest adventure yet, come and join the crew. The mercenary and raider, the search and rescue dog. Putting in the work, you know that they on the job. Traveling Elizabeth, Bazooka has made some new friends. Sea Dog and Viking Wolf. Dogs of war, time to get roused. Yeah. Dogs of war, time to get roused. Dogs of war, time to get roused. Yeah. Dogs of war, time to get roused.
No clips, no pistol whips, just fast wits, sharp focus, and a venomous spit. Dilophosaurus, are you with us or not for us? Dare to choose the ladder, flip will turn you to a blood splatter. Choices matter, a brother up with the spangled banner. Star stripes, assassins, and resurrected wrestlers. Oh, this is Piper's pit, so pipe down, you don't want to feel that sniper's hit. I stand tall, dropping rounds on the enemy lines, so no fear, cause there's a bazooka strapped to my canine.
Dogs of war, time to get roused. Yeah. Dogs of war, time to get roused. The biggest adventure yet. Never know what to expect. Let's go.
I got to ask you, first off, the artist, Mike Mann, I've seen him before. What else is he on?
So Mike's done all three volumes of all three previous volumes of U.S. Assassin. He did the Graveyard Shift supplemental book 1. And he's done like a bunch of covers and stuff for indie books.
Yeah, I recognize his art. And I forgot you did Sea Dog. Yeah, I got that also. And do you have? How do you get Roddy Piper? I assume you have to get permission.
Yeah. So I worked out a licensing agreement with his family, and so Roddy's an officially licensed character in U.S. Assassin for at least volume 4.
Oh, that's cool. I'm not a fan of wrestling, but I've always liked Roddy Piper because of the They Live movie.
Yeah.
Which my wife and I just watched again last night. What was the last time you saw that? It is.
Oh, so we're actually getting ready to watch it. I do a horror show on my YouTube channel, and in 2 weeks we're reviewing They Live. So I'll be watching it soon.
You've never seen it before?
Oh, I've seen it a bunch of times.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it's funny because I remember it being more action packed than it actually is. It's a slow build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember it being
nice short
slow.
watch though.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It's a nice short watch though. I watched it. I think it was probably 2 years ago, and it's like, wow, that went by really quick.
Yeah, it's fun, and that's the origin of the. I'm here to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum. That line that's been copied like everywhere in the 80s. Yeah,
It may or may not appear in U.S. Assassin Dogs of War.
plausible deniability.
Yeah.
I love this. They're all being led in chains, and Roddy's smiling. He's about the carnage that's about to happen. Yeah, you know what's funny is I'm actually looking at this art for the first time because I just back your stuff now without.
Yeah.
You know, okay, let me get this. You know, once I know I'm in, like I don't see the trailers for a movie or anything like that because, you know, I'm going to see this movie. I don't want to see the trailers. I want to be surprised.
Right.
Trailers just ruin everything.
No, that's awesome. I appreciate it.
I'm trying to place the character. I'm pretty sure one of your characters is in Iron Age Icons cards, is it not?
Yeah.
Yep.
U.S. Assassin, the main
Yeah.
character, the leader of the team.
Yeah, I got bumped by Rob Geronimo's car on Moorville. Last minute, all the Alterna guys came out and bumped me out. Damn you! You know. Oh, I love this cover. I just backed and I didn't look at everything. I love this tribute to G.I. Joe.
Yeah, so this is an exclusive cover for Super Joe Unlimited. Super Joe was the 70s G.I. Joe toy line. Power Comics Group got the license for Super Joe, which I'm amazed because I would have thought it would be tied into the G.I. Joe license, but it's separate. So the Power Comics Group is putting out that comic. I reached out to them and was like, can I like buy my own cover? Because I would love G.I. Joe was the book that got me into comic books.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would love U.S. Assassin to be, you know, rubbing elbows with G.I. Joe in some way. And they love the idea. So yeah, here we are. We got our very own Super Joe cover.
That is cool to have something. So then I'm gonna surprise you just with the question. See what you say. First impulse. What was your first comic that you read?
Oh, our first comic book was so I know when I was little I had that treasury size Star Wars book.
RJ, what was the first comic you read?
I don't remember the number of it. It's Jack Kirby, Captain America, with Captain America fighting Steve Rogers on the cover. Basically, he got separated. There's two of them, so I can't remember the number off the top of my head though.
See, because I don't know if you still listen to your boy Zach. You know, Comics Matter, Diversity in Comics, whatever he's calling himself this month. But he just did a video where his premise was every guy knows their first comic. And when you ask them, they're like, and they'll tell you. And if they don't remember the number, they'll tell you every detail about the comic. He goes, but when you ask like Heather Antos and all of those girls working for Marvel, they tell you like the feelings and, you know, like this like origin story, but they never tell you the comic. And he goes, that's because they didn't read comics. So, so both of you guys confirm. you can mention the first comic you ever read, like at the spur of the moment. I really like this image. And I do like the design of all this, the villains and heroes.
So this was a homage to one of my favorite toys growing up. and it wasn't really a toy, but it was the G.I. Joe collector's case for the action figures.
Oh my God, I remember that.
And it had the image of all the Joes lined up with the flag behind it. So I had Renzo, who I know RJ is very familiar with, Renzo Rodriguez, do the artwork for me. And the toy collector's case was, nice blue sky. It looked very, that they were all American heroes.
Yeah,
I told my colorist, I was like, I don't know, every U.S. Assassin cover incorporates, I think, explosions and fire. So make them in a fiery background.
Yeah, I remember they did the same thing with the original 12 Star Wars action figures. You actually sent away for a stand.
Yeah.
And it had the pegs on it and had like little circle levers, so they just go back and forth, and it had like a cardboard that you bent to put in, and it looked like you were on the Death Star. And they sold that before the toys were actually completed. So I'm sending away, buying a stand, and it was just like fun to put the figures as I got them on the stand. So I imagine G.I. Joe to you was like Star Wars to me as a kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So this has got to be fun. But let me ask you about your character design.
Sure.
Can I make? I'm trying to see if I can make these pictures bigger, but I can't. I'm just gonna make this bigger. Oh, there we go. It seems like I've been saying superhero costumes and villain costumes, they need to be simple and elegant. And I think that evolved out of necessity of like Jack Kirby didn't have enough time to draw pockets and chimney lines and things like that. So to me, that just became like the way superhero comics are supposed to be, with the least amount of lines as possible. And I'm looking at these seem to follow what I consider the rules. I think a villain could be a little bit more complicated because they only show up once in a blue moon. But I really do like these designs.
Yeah, for the most part, Mike McMahon designed all the characters. The only two that I designed were USSR Assassin and Siberia, the giant cyborg bear. And I'll admit, Siberia was just modeled after like old school Cable.
Yeah, Cable as a bear.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper. Yeah, he's just like a superhero version of his wrestling talks. What is the snake guy's name?
Slither. So my son created him when he was probably like 4 years old, I think. When Mike and I first started working on US Assassin, and he drew this giant snake monster for me, and I hung it in my office, and I took a picture of it, and Mike saw the picture and was like, this guy needs to be in the book. I was like, okay. So I just included him originally as a villain, but we loved him so much. We were like, oh, we got to make him part of the team at some point.
Oh man. I made up a superhero team when I was a kid, and they were called the Executioners. I wish I had the picture, but I remember showing it to people. They were horrified because they were all guys with like battle axes and swords.
Yeah.
But they had Ku Klux Klan helmets.
Oh no.
And I didn't know. I was, a kid in Catholic school, and I'm drawing these, and I'm showing all the teachers. This is my superhero team. And they're like, "Oh, we got to talk with your mom." And I remember my friends redrew them and redesigned all the costumes for me. I didn't have clues until I found this artwork in a box years later. I'm like, oh my God, I was so proud of this. So your son's got a better design sense than I did. Yeah, adding your son's character is cool. It's funny that you said that, because when I saw him in the trailer, part of me was like, that is like a childlike design. Like, when I say that's a compliment. Like, to me, Jack Kirby always had a childlike imagination, even as an adult.
Yeah, no, I mean, a giant snake man with 3 snakes for a tug. It's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
And my son also helped in the creation of the main character in this volume, Bazooka Dog. We were playing Legos, and we were just taking all his Lego minifigures and like mixing them up and making like these wacky characters. And I found a Lego German Shepherd, and I saw a Lego bazooka, and I just stuck the bazooka on the German Shepherd's back, and I said, "Look, Jason's Bazooka Dog," and he thought that was hilarious. And again, I posted a picture of the little Lego character, and Mike this time said he should be in the book, but he was joking that time, but I thought he was serious. So I wrote Bazooka Dog into the book, and Mike was like, I can't believe you actually wrote him in. And I was like, oh, do you want me to take it out? And he was like, no, I love it. He's the best character.
Bazooka Dog. That's great. That's great. You know, all the good superhero names are taken. If it's getting harder and harder to come up with a good superhero. Bazooka Dog. That's great.
It's so simple. I don't know. I'm big on like combining two words and making a character out of it. If you look at my past, Sea Dog,
Yeah.
Viking Wolf, Bazooka Dog.
Yeah.
I'm a dog lover, by the way, in case you're
Oh, who isn't? Who isn't? Little spoiler alert. I think issue number 4 will have a dog superhero in my comic. If I make
awesome.
Yeah. I plan on it. If you read that comic and you're not crying at the end, you have no heart. Or I'm a terrible writer. But let's just say you have no heart. So that's cool. So when's your kid gonna write the whole comic? It seems like he's doing all the work.
Yeah, he's taking a break. He lost a little.
He's taking a nap.
Yeah. So he started working with me like real young. He's going to be 14 this year. I mean, he was nominated for a Ringo Award when he was 7 years old. So he's had quite a career already.
Oh, okay. I thought he was still young. Okay. Well. 14,
Yeah.
but
But yeah, he's been making books with me forever. His interest wanes every now and then, and he's in one of those periods where he's not really interested. Although he's writing, I kind of like got him back into it by telling him we're going to do a big company-wide crossover with all our books, and he's going to co-write that with me.
that is
And
cool.
it actually spins out of U.S. Assassin 4, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
I like this. Yeah, I don't know. It's just funny. Slither with the snakes in his mouth and the backwards baseball cap. Like
Yeah, and Mike had all the snakes smoking little mini cigars too.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. I like. Oh, all right. He looks like the Emperor over here.
Yeah.
Oh, Viking Wolf is in it too.
Yep.
I had to get Viking Wolf once I saw Renzo did the art. Renzo's doing the art for my comic also.
Oh, nice.
I was just talking with him earlier today.
Renzo's the best. I love working with him.
He's such a pleasant guy.
Yeah.
So guys, just so you know, if we hit $10,000, announcing the stretch goal, I'm flying Renzo to New York so he could get good New York pizza.
Oh wow.
I told him we'll get good New York pizza, good New York.
Oh, if Renzo comes to New York, I'll come and join you guys. If
oh wow, there you go. And RJ come down out of the woods, put pants on, and yeah. Let's see. Oh, let's look at the tiers. Sorry if I'm scrolling too fast.
Yeah, no problem.
So $100, get both covers. The art of Mike Band hardcover. Oh wow, hardcover. I want to do a hardcover so bad, but it's a big ask for a first-time creator. I'm kind of too scared to do it.
Actually, you're doing what I think is the best thing, John, because I said this, I think it was last week, 2 weeks ago, that I've been used to making graphic novels, but when I put this last one, The Valiant Heroes, into floppies, oh my good heavens, it was so wonderful to hold a floppy in my hand about a comic that I had done myself instead of just a graphic novel.
RJ, I'm all about like old school comics to the point I'm wondering if it's holding me back because I keep talking about how it's a love letter to Bronze Age Marvel and Blue Sky superheroes, and the most common guys who's being nice, they're like, I would back it, but I'm over cape shit. I'm like, how could you be into comics and not love superheroes? I blame all of this deconstruction and the boys, and as much as I do like Invincible, this whole like negative superhero stuff, I do think it's like sandpaper. It's just erasing some people's interest. I want to bring people back. Superheroes are supposed to be awe-inspiring and fun.
Well, my take on it, because my entire channel is based around the idea of heroic, virtuous heroes. Yeah,
that's what I want to do. He's my superhero, the patriarch, he's a good father. He's a good husband. He's a good guy, you know. And it was funny. I was talking today at work. Like one of my partners at work was like asking, "Is like, what is he like a reporter?" Because all superheroes are reporters, you know. When I said, no, I said he doesn't really have a job. He has superpowers and super senses. I said he'll be like flying over the ocean, and he could use his senses and he could see sunken treasure. So he got all excited. He goes, "You mean he doesn't pay taxes?" I said, yeah, he homeschools. He homesteads. He's got his own farm, and he doesn't pay tax. He goes, "Can I just give you money for the comic right now?" You know, that excited him more than being able to fly. He's a superhero because he doesn't have to pay taxes. I was like, yeah, he's got like stores of gold and bullion, and
there you go. This is the new superhero, taxless man.
yeah. When I was a kid, I wanted to be, you know, invisible and fly. Now as an adult, I just don't want to pay taxes. Yeah.
Well, invisible would be don't pay taxes. That's kind of the same.
Yeah. So we have a Art of Mike Man hardcover. So this is just the hardcover, this tier.
Yep, it's the best work of Mike's from U.S. Assassin, not just interior and covers, but commissions he's done of
Cool.
U.S. Assassin and like promotional artwork he's done as well.
Cool. And War Stories? What is
Yeah,
that?
so I'm excited about War Stories. It's the first 3 volumes of U.S. Assassin collected in a 180-page manga-sized digest. So $25 for 180 pages of content.
Manga size. I'm not, you know, I like manga, but I'm not. Is that smaller or larger? I don't.
Yeah, it's smaller,
Okay.
smaller size. It's I think it's like probably like 5.5 by 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you getting any traction on that? Because I was thinking of doing a book in a manga format as well as graphic novel format. I was wondering if anybody else was finding it harder to sell in that format.
It's selling okay. We'll see how it does in Indiegogo. I just thought it was you know, it was a nice I don't know. I was willing to take the risk to see if it works or not.
I
thought the value of it for all that content was just too good to beat.
Yeah, I think this is like a new trend because I'm trying to see if somebody just sent me a digest of their comic.
Oh, was it the Diaz brothers with the their Crimstone book or Lost Pages book? I thought they did something like this.
Where is it? Oh, okay, it's right here. Mortal Mask. You know, so this is manga size. I think now like people, because manga's, let's be realistic, manga's kicking American style comics.
Yeah, I mean that's all my son reads.
So I think that's the new trend. So and I in the past 2 weeks, 3 other people have a manga sized edition of their comic. You know, I guess that's what people like. I'm a dinosaur. I like floppies. I like that floppy size. You know, I'll bag and board and put them in my long box. But you know,
well, it's actually really. It's not just the format, because I'm actually talking to a guy right now. He's in Japan. It's hard to find manga artists who can speak English fluently and can read a script that's going to talk to me anyways. And but I'm writing a script for the book that I would like him to do, and it's very much of a different thing, because I would say typically for your floppy size, you're going to go with somewhere between usually an average of 6, maybe 9 panels if you're pushing it. But with manga, it's 4 to 6 really. So you gotta readjust the entire way you tell a story because of the panel number that you can put on that page, because it's a smaller page.
Yeah, that was my only complaint with this. My wife picked this up. It's funny because she saw the small, oh, look at this cute size comic book. She picked it up, started looking, and started reading it. My problem is old man eyes. I couldn't, you know, if there was a lot of dialogue, I couldn't read the word balloons because they're so small. Just for comparison, this is a regular size comic book. This is, you know what I mean? So
yeah, like
for oldinsons like myself, I found reading them was a little, like I actually have to have a magnifying glass to read it. And Mark over here says the manga size compilation books are perfect to hand sell at conventions. Yeah, I guess I'm agreeing. I never did it. Mark, do you go to conventions and set up booths and stuff?
I've been to I wouldn't say a lot, but I've been to a few over the past few years. I just got back from C2E2. I went with John and Shane. We weren't set up, but we did do the fan meetup.
Did you have to battle your way through?
No, it wasn't bad at all. So what's funny is I don't know if you watched the video of John being detained by security, but I was with him right before that. I was filming him walking around Artist Alley. And then he was like, "No one cares I'm here, Mark. You can go your separate ways." I was filming him in case he was detained.
You were his muscle.
Yeah.
Well, Shane does kickboxing, so yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing was just silly. Stopping a guy who drew the X-Men from going to comic convention is the silliest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
If a guy who drew the X-Men can't go to a comic convention, then who can? You know what I mean? That's what they're made for, you know. And the average fan just wants to see the guy who drew their favorite Wolverine, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just so childish that I hate that stuff. You know, let them go. But
I have to ask this question since we're on this train of thought here. Got to ask Mark, what is your favorite version of Cable? Is it early Cable or the later stuff that we were just talking about here that John's talking about?
So my favorite Cable is Rob Liefeld's version with New Mutants and then X-Force. There was an artist in the late 90s, Ledron.
Oh, it's funny that you said that.
He was like if Jack Kirby drew Cable.
This is Ledron. This is
yeah.
Man. I just did a video yesterday and talking about this guy is a hidden gem, you know, Ledron. I don't know what happened, but he is awesome.
Yeah, Marvel put out a couple of the Epic collections of his run. I have them both. I highly recommend them. But after Rob Liefeld, he's my guy for Cable. And of course, you know, I loved John Malin's version of Cable as well. He did I guess the series in 15, 16.
Yeah, Ledron to me is like a more superhero-y version of Mobius.
Mm.
Yeah, just so good. Yeah. So this is the Super Joe Unlimited variant. This is a regular size comic.
Yep, a floppy.
Yeah, and I just love the whole format. I love the corner box, and I love that you have the UPC symbol with the character.
The character, yeah.
Yeah, that is.
So this is limited to only 100 copies. So
really?
Fun My Comics, the only place you'll be able to get it.
Oh, that's okay. Because it says Super Joe Unlimited variant.
Yeah, so the Unlimited is part of the title. That's the name of the Super Joe Unlimited.
Okay. The rank and file trading card set.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that I really got into once we started crowdfunding our books. It started with Graveyard Shift. We started doing trading cards as stretch goals, and I love the trading cards so much. I started framing them. I have frames of all our trading cards, and now I've gone overboard. I just started doing trading card sets because I don't want to wait for the stretch goals to make them.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest sellers that surprised me so much for Thomas Valiant #1. We did six trading cards with it, and people were snatching it up. I couldn't believe that it went so fast.
It's funny because I've never done a campaign before. This is my first campaign right now, so I wanted to keep it simple. And Brian Bow says just do trading cards.
Yeah, they're really cheap to print, and I don't know, you get so many of them for the price. So you have extra surplus for conventions or for your next campaign, you know, for people who missed out and wanted, you know, you're offering, you know, set 2 in the next campaign. Oh, I didn't get set 1. How can I get it? Okay. Luckily we have extra.
Yeah. But guys at work, when they went home, is like, hey, he's making a comic and he's going to have trading cards. He said their kids all flipped out. Trading cards, so, you know, they're back in, and he says they're watching because they understand the concept of stretch goals. Like, oh, yeah. I'm going to get 2 cards now. Oh, can we make it to 3? So now I realized that there's one character in my comic that I didn't put in as a stretch goal. So that'll be the secret stretch goal if I can make it to 9,000. So 9,000, you get a character that I'm not telling you who it is. I'm just gonna say you guys are gonna flip out when you see it. At 10,000, Renzo comes over, and Mark will come over too. We'll take a video of us eating pizza. It'll be like Lady and the Tramp. You know, me and Mark will slurp the cheese. And Michael Mutaus, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name, Mutranskowski. Forget it. I'm Michael. 4 Koma is the style of manga that's 4 panels per page and is mostly used for comedy. You see, I like manga. I need to know more. It's kicking American comics ass. I need to know more. It's being made into mangas. The average American comic seems to have a lot more time put into the art material there. I don't know if that's true or not, Cliff. I can't comment. So to make it the same price, Jeff. Okay. All right. He's giving me a good lesson on manga. Cliff, you need to come on here my channel one day and talk to me about manga. It's something I really would like to learn. Wonderful. Oh, Windows crashed on me. Me too. My computer. If you were sitting in this room right now, you'd be like, "What's that noise?" Oh, that's my computer dying. That's the sound of my computer dying. So volume 4. Oh, what was it? So this is This is rank and file trading card set. This is volume 4.
Yep. So this is volume 4 with the trading card set.
Oh, okay. I misread that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, okay, both volume 4 covers.
Yep.
All right.
And then, so if you want to get the whole U.S. Assassin story, get the war stories. That's volumes 1 through 3, and then get volume 4. Also, with Fund My Comic, I made it every tier of $50 and up. If you use the code 10OFF, TENOFF, you save $10. So you can get all 4 volumes of content, over 240 pages for $40 when you use that code.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's smart to have a catch-up tier. A few people that I had on the channel, they're like, "Nope, you missed it. You can't get it." Now, I wonder if that's them being like, "Oh, I hate to say it, pretentious," or is it just like I messed up and I'm making the best out of it? I didn't print them. But I'm going to print up extras for my comic because I understand people are probably going to wait to see, do I fulfill? Is the comic any good? Is it beat up? Is it worth it? And then issue 2, they'll get 1 and 2. I understand that thinking. I've done that myself. I don't know this guy. I'm going to wait till see if he, I've been burnt before in board games anyway, not comics. Oh, collector's case. What is this?
So that we've done it for every volume of U.S. Assassins. One of those nice, Starfolio cases with the magnetic closure.
Oh, I love those.
It has Slither, G.I. Joe action figure inspired artwork, and then inside it'll have both covers to volume 4, the Art of Mike McMahon hardcover, War Stories, the Super Joe Unlimited cover, the trading card set, a sketch by Mike McMahon. I think that might be everything.
That is
yeah. So it's everything plus a sketch by Mike.
Oh, cool. Like you get to pick, or he just sketches like
it'll be random. He usually does a bunch of different characters from U.S. Assassin.
Which panel is the sexy panel? The one on the top right with the guy with the John Con shirt? Is that the panel you're talking about, or you're talking about this cool bear? I mean, I do love this bear. Side panel.
Yeah, no, that's my favorite page from the book so far.
I watch almost all of your videos. You have a great channel. One of my favorite. You seem to be the truest comic book. Oh, thank you. I assume you're talking about me, not RJ. He's a fake fan. No, RJ is one of the people I was watching him before I had a channel, and RJ is the first person to actually reach out and talk to me. So I'm very thankful. If not for RJ, I probably would be sitting here with 3 views per channel. So I bust RJ.
I wouldn't say that.
So. How difficult is that to make one of those these magnetic trading books? Again, I have such big plans and I want to do so much stuff, but
So it's all DIY. I buy the Starfolio cases straight from Baseball Card World. I'm giving away all the secrets, and then I print up my own artwork and I slide it in because they have
Oompa Loompas to chase.
Yeah. So I think I was the first guy to start doing that, and then a lot of people started copying me, and then the prices of the Starfolio cases like skyrocketed in price, and I was like, oh man, I shouldn't have given away my secrets. And I wasn't going to do this, but Mark Pengrin, who's in the chat, he's one of my best, most loyal backers. He was like, you have to do the case. I was like, all right, I'll do it. I do it for you, Mark. So I brought it back.
Oh, that's
very limited though.
Do you now? Just out of curiosity, do you have like a stretch goal or a bizarre item that you would love to do but you just haven't?
Oh, I mean,
because I see these. You got plushies over here, right?
Yeah. So I do the Slam Buddies. I'm a big pro wrestling fan, and
okay.
I don't know if you remember like the Wrestling Buddies.
Out of your breath when I said I wasn't a wrestling fan.
So I started doing that. It's not a stretch goal, but I definitely want to do action figures at some point. I have 3D renders made of U.S. Assassin and the Mercenary and Bazooka Dog ready to go. It's just I was working with one company, and the price they gave me suddenly doubled as we were going along. And I was like, hold up. we got to pump the brakes on this.
I don't know if you know Shadow Punk. I don't know his comic. He does 3D modeling, and it's expensive because he puts like 100 hours into it. So it's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do stuff like that at some point. Action figures, how cool.
Yeah. I mean, I do have the prototypes, and I'm a big toy collector, so they're sitting in my one of my cases with I have them side by side with my GI Joes, so it's pretty cool.
My coworker, his brother-in-law, is the guy that does the sculpting for McFarlane and
wow,
Marvel Legends, and he just. So I was like, here, give him my cards for the comic, get him to, and I said, we got to get him to sculpt my character. He goes, I'll give you a little secret. Come over on Thanksgiving when he's had a couple of drinks. He'll agree to anything. So I got to wait till Thanksgiving and show up at Manny's house. So, let's see. I don't know. Action figures, how cool would that? Oh, wow. You got 4 pages of rewards.
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I get okay. That's the end. I was gonna say, holy mackerel, because again, I have so many ideas and so many things I want to do, but it's my first campaign. I think keep it simple, stupid is the way I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, with my first campaign, I think we just had the U.S. Assassin book or the U.S. Assassin book with a sketch. So. Eventually you build up a back catalog of stuff and you can offer more things.
What about I know you're campaigning for this, but I really liked Writhe and Pain. Any kind of schedule when you're going to revisit that?
Yeah, so Chris Graves, the artist of Writhe and Pain, co-creator as well. We're workout buddies, so we talk about what our plans are every Sunday when we get together at the gym. And he was like, hey, would you mind if we bumped up the launch of Writhe and Pain too? And I was like, no, I would love to. Like, in a perfect world, I do a new Writhe and Pain book every year. So I started writing it right after we had that conversation, and the script's already halfway done. We're going to launch Writhe and Pain book 2 in August.
Cool.
One of the links I put in the private chat is the sign up for it. So
okay, let me. I already put it at the beginning, but since now that we're talking about it, it would be an appropriate thing to put up right now.
I think I saw you talk about Writhe and Pain on Michael Bancroft's show. I'm not entirely sure, but my question is, was Chris the one who designed the characters for Writhe and Pain?
Yeah. So it's a weird story how we came together. One day I got a message on Facebook and said, hey, I saw you just started going to the gym. I train bodybuilders. If you want to lift with me and talk comics, I would love that. I was like, who is this guy and why does he want to work out with me?
Yeah.
And
I get murdered in an alleyway. Yes.
Yeah. And I looked him up, and he's this big jack guy, but he was also a comic book artist. And I was like, oh, his art's really good. Yeah, I'll lift with him. So we started lifting, and we were lifting for, I don't know, months. And he started saying, I have these characters. I want to do a book, but I think I need a writer. And I was like, all right, here it is. He's going to ask me to be the writer. This was his whole
the hard sell,
plan.
the long con.
Yeah. And no, he didn't ask me. He asked someone else. And I was like, what's going on here? And
I'm pretty. Why does he want to ask me out?
And I loved it. Was Writhe in Pain, and he had some artwork of him. I was like, man, I was like, after like a couple of weeks, I was like, these characters are really badass. If things don't work out, I would love to write this. And sure enough, he like hit me up like later in the day and said, yeah, I wasn't happy with the way things going. Would you want to write it and be my partner on the book? And I was like, yeah, definitely. He goes, do you want to see any of the old stuff written? I was like, no, I already have all the ideas worked out in my head. When I saw that artwork, I just had so much, I don't know, just hit with inspiration of stories I wanted to tell. So it's been great working with Chris.
And he does the coloring too?
No, February Ferdian does the colors. It's a guy Chris found, and he's fantastic.
Yeah, the colors are really good too.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I talk, Chris and I talk about, like, because I'm writing the new book, and I was like, I don't I've never had like story come so easy to me. Like, these characters are so easy to write, and the inspiration for like all the cool stuff that's going to be in book 2. It's just all coming so naturally. So we have a great working relationship. So I'm very excited for that release.
I love working with the artists like that, because, well, some artists don't like the way that I do things that I work with, but I like to feed them 8 pages at a time, because I can use their art from what they're showing me from the 8 pages to build on the story. Because I'm working with Jim O'Reilly. He said, can we put these characters in? He gave me 2 character sketches, and I was like, definitely. That changes the entire dynamic of the book, and we're just going to go in that direction.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no. So I'm writing Writhe in Pain 2 now, and I was like, I sent Chris the first 20 some pages, and he was like, hey, I have this idea for a character. Do you think we could fit him in? I was like, absolutely. So yeah, I love the collaboration element of making comics. I love, writing stuff my artists want to draw. Their artwork inspires me to go in directions that I necessarily wouldn't have went in. Maybe it's just a little facial expression they put on a character, or I don't know, some tiny detail. I was like, oh, it gets me going in a direction I didn't even think of before.
That is interesting, RJ. So like, out of a whole script, here's 8 pages, and then I'll see them, and then we'll revise. I never thought of Mark. Do you do anything like that? Like,
yeah. So sometimes I'm very fortunate that I have a lot of artists that want to work with me, and some I
have a proven record. Yeah. So yeah. I imagine you probably get like Nigerian princes. I don't know.
So I mean, they're new to me, so I've never worked with them before, and I'm like, I don't know if these guys are for real. Their artwork looks great. I was like, oh, you want to work with me? Here's 10 pages. If you get the 10 pages done, I'll write 10 more for you. So
that makes sense. I got it.
Yeah. But like the same thing, like, if they come back to me and say, oh, I love it. I have ideas. Are you open to them? Absolutely. I'm open to them, because I love the collaboration part of making comics.
Okay. That is interesting. Cause I'm a newbie. I'm an amateur. I admit that, I just gave Renzo the full script, and then for the backup, I gave Ron Mosicki the full script.
Yeah,
I didn't ask them what they wanted to draw or anything like that. Now I'm feeling like a bad guy.
Oh no, I mean, I don't think there's really no set way to do it. It's just whatever you're comfortable with. So
yeah.
I just do it. Well, the reason why I agree completely with Mark, it's the collaborative thing to work with the artist, because I like to give them enough leeway so that they can contribute to the story. And that's why, because Renzo, I mean, he just comes up with the most beautiful renditions of things and says, this is the character that, like Kit Fox was one of his characters, and it was supposed to be a throwaway character. And he just said, I looked at how beautifully he made that character and said, that's going to be a main character in the story now. And he wanted to,
cool.
Take this character and redeem him. And that's part of what we did for the second issue.
That is cool. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I only have one issue yet, and it's one main character. So there is nobody, if he likes that character, great, because he will be coming back. But I'm doing a flip book. So it's going to be half the main character, the patriarch, and then the other half is going to be a rotating, not a support character, but a rotating other main character to introduce. And I just asked Renzo, which one do you want to do first? And he picked the sexy Asian girl because that's what he wants to draw.
So Renzo was the artist of I had two artists working on Viking Wolf, Renzo Rodriguez and Matt Dalton. When I started writing the second book, I said to Matt and Renzo, what would you like to draw? What would you like me to add to book 2 that wasn't in book 1? And Matt Dalton said more gore. Renzo said more sexy women. So
I asked him about I asked him about Coney waves, and he goes, "Yeah, it was great. I got to draw sexy vampire girls."
Yeah, no, he had the time of his life on Coney waves.
It's funny because the patriarch's wife is the mother of 7 kids, and he just at the end of the comic, he gets home, you know what I mean, and his wife is there to greet him, and he drew her in short Daisy Dukes, and I'm picturing a motherly woman, and I'm like,
right,
it's a comic book that works too. Yeah. And it's funny, as you can say, the way he draws, if women look like that, I don't think any men would get any work done. He draws beautiful women. It's funny because I'll show the first couple of pages. In the first couple of pages, the bad guy has sexy henchwomen.
Yeah.
And everybody says, stop there, scroll back up. Can you make that panel big? So thank you, Renzo. You're selling my book for the way you draw women. Yeah. But, rather than pain, there's some sexy women too. So
that's why I chose it for the thumbnail. There's a beautiful woman on the cover.
Yeah. It's a comic book. I actually said that one of the descriptions in the backup that I sent to Ron. The backup is the origin of a villain, and he's with his wife. He's waking up, going to work in the morning, and I just said, draw her sexy. It's a comic. But I got to go. I've got to be on another channel in 2 minutes. So, Mark, you want to say anything before we go? I usually I'll babble on forever, but this time I actually have a hard limit.
Yeah, no, just go check out U.S. Assassin 4, Dogs of War, guest starring Roddy Piper, my childhood hero. So doing this is like a dream come true for me. If you're not a fan of a Fun My Comic, we'll be launching on Indiegogo within weeks. So keep checking out my social media for a launch.
Oh, cool. Thanks a lot, RJ. Next week we'll be on RJ's channel, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and I'll see you then. I just checked. I didn't get the link to Mandy's channel yet. I hope it comes any second. But I'm gonna get going. I will be on Pimp My Comic with Mandy Summers and Shane Davis. Mark, are you gonna be showing up anywhere soon? You want to let the people know?
Oh, so tomorrow on my channel, Primetime Poulton, we're having Evangeline artist John Stinsman on to talk about the Evangeline Omnibus. There's only 48 hours left to claim your copy of the big 370-page omnibus. Make it a success, because then there's a better chance my run of Evangeline will be collected in a big omnibus. So,
cool.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Different creative teams of Evangeline talking.
Cool. That is cool. And RJ, you're going to be on your channel on the 4th Age. You always do a Make Comics Fun Again.
Yeah, we're doing great comic runs in about 15 minutes.
Okay. But I'm going to go. This is like the first time I'm like speeding out, but thanks a lot, everybody. Mark, you come back whenever you want. I enjoy talking to you.
Thank you.
You're a lot of fun.
Nice to meet you, Mark.
And let's hope that you
nice to meet you too.
Let's hope that you're able to come down to New York, and me, you, and Renzo could go get some pizza.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be fun. There you go, guys. Make it happen. he'll be my bodyguard. I'll walk around someplace I shouldn't be, and we'll watch Martin. But thanks a lot, everybody. Bye bye.